The Big O came about when we tasted some homemade limoncello. I asked Bill to create it, and we made it together. It was horrible. We had to throw it out, and we threw it out twice.
She said, well, let's try something. I've never had a good ginger liqueur. Let's try this. And this has been about 10 years ago. And I said, well, okay. So we did a little research on how to make liqueurs and things like that, and we began experimenting. And the first batch we tried was not so bad we had to throw it away.
Once we got it in the bottle, we just went to Sanctuaria and said, we make this, would you like to try it? And we went to Brasserie, we make this, would you like to try it? And they all said yes.
The barrier to entry into this business is pretty steep. Luckily, we're naive enough, we didn't know that, and we just put our heads down and did it. So that this friend suggested that we bring it to market, and we said, yeah. Well, he showed up 2 days later with all the paperwork on how to go about doing it. And it took a good 2 years to get it put together. We started the barrel-aged version really on a lark. We liked the idea and the flavor of the Big O with whiskeys, because it tends to round out the whiskey, the sharp edges, but enhances the good flavors. We bought a barrel, a used whiskey barrel, and the more character it began to take on from the barrel, the more rounded it got and richer it got as a liqueur. We were just thrilled.
My drink consists of El Tesoro Reposado tequila, the Big O, papaya juice, fresh lime juice, and Angostura bitters, and a little bit of mint. So when I'm making my drink, I'm gonna start with the mint. I usually slap them to release the oils. Then I will follow by the fresh lime juice. Again, when you're using juices, now papaya juice, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get a very fresh papaya juice. It's gonna work well for you, but as far as citrus goes, always fresh. 2 limes, you could make enough for a party. Just muddle the mint just a little bit, because honestly, when you're shaking, when you shake hard enough, the ice tends to muddle the mint itself. Next, I will take our Big O liqueur, and I have 3/4 of an ounce of this. So you're really gonna get that gingery flavor and the spice. And what complements the Big O really well is this Reposado tequila. And then I'm doing 2 dashes of Angostura for good measure. And I'm gonna shake this ice about 10 seconds. I have pre-crushed a little bit of ice. And then I know some people would differ or disagree with me, but I always strain my cocktails because I don't like little bits of the mint. I don't need that in there. You just need the flavor, the essence of it. You don't want that getting stuck in your straw. That's the Frida and Diego.
We do everything from the very beginning. We label the bottles. We, taste it. We
chop the ginger.
Chop it, the ginger. We do the syrups. We do everything, and we do that because we want it to be just perfect. Our name is on it, and so I can't give it to, say, my mother. Why? I wouldn't give something inferior to my mother. I wouldn't give something inferior to anybody. So that's what I see as the artisan portion of it.
If you want to get it right, you do it yourself and you do it meticulously, and you really care about the final product. We won't serve it to anybody unless it's perfect.